Hello and welcome back to the Milltown Way, the independent Shamrock Rovers podcast covering all things hoops. I'm Ryan Brennan. I'm joined here as always by Adam Casey. This week, plenty to get into after another big away performance from Shamrock Rovers as the Hoops left Eamonn Deacy Park with a massive 3-1 victory over Galway United. We'll also break down the performance, talk about a special moment for, of course, Tunmise Sobowale with his first goal for the club. We'll discuss the Republic of Ireland squad and the absence of League of Ireland players. We'll also look ahead to next week, another massive away trip, and that is, where we all dread, and that's, of course, Oriel Park, the Tannoy, the worst Tannoy in the league, as Rovers go and face Dundalk next Friday at 8 p.m. But I suppose we'll start off with the game that did just take place, and that is, of course, the 3-1 victory away to Galway United. First things first, that was a big win.
Yeah, big win, keeping that 3-point gap at the top of the table. As Pats would also win 4-1 against Waterford, but
went 1-0 down.
Yeah.
Nearly handed Waterford the first win of the season. Well,
not
nearly, I suppose.
Nearly, they conceded, they scored 4.
But yeah, when I saw it was 1-0, and it was 1-0 till like nearly half time, I think.
They scored very early. They scored 5 minutes in, and Rovers were also 1-0 up at the time. So
yeah, it took only I think it was something near 90 seconds, and Rovers were 1-0 up through Michael Noonan.
Yeah, great goal as well.
Yeah,
might as well start there.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, start from the start of the game, and that was Rovers scoring a goal.
Yeah, John McGovern with the assist as well.
Michael Noonan, that was a great dart and run. Other run to kind of drag players away, and it was direct coming in from the flank, and yeah, he does so well to keep possession, keep his head, and another player or another moment you pass that off, or you take a stab at it too early, or maybe you do it too late. But quite literally near perfection from Michael Noonan for that goal.
Just it's what he's starting to get back into himself. It seems starting to get that back together, and I'm talking about after Monday's game about John McGovern, and he provides another assist.
Yeah, he got the assist, of course, but I don't think he probably had as much of an impact as what he would have liked to build on from the previous victory and getting that brace. But look, it's more to build on. I suppose getting an assist on paper. Don't know what other way you word it in the bag. But yeah, no, that set off the away end. It was good from the start, and anyways, it was loud. Look, you would have probably, if you weren't at the game yourself, you would have heard it from the telly like yourself.
Yeah.
But no, it was good away, and it was really loud. Good. Galway's always a good away.
Yeah, Eamonn Deacy Park's always a good one.
Yeah, and it was, as I said, it was loud. You heard every song going throughout that 90 minutes. The chants you don't hear in Tallaght Stadium and stuff. You hear them on the away days. New chants as well. I think there was one for Asamoah. I didn't really catch the words of it. If anyone's listening does know the words of it, let us know. But yeah, it was it seemed like it was quite a on the spot one. Probably building on, was building on, because I think that was the first time I've heard it. Building on his goal as well, of course, in the 4-1 win. But yeah, that started off, and that obviously put Rovers on the front foot then to go 1-0 up after 2 minutes into the game. And started strongly. Like the first half, I think the first half was really strong from Rovers, and obviously inevitably they did get a second as well before the break. Not nearly 20 minutes before the break. Adam Brennan, a bit of a messier goal, that one. Keeper tries to kind of go for it, ends up tipping it onto the post, but Adam Brennan's there. But that's what you need.
So you have to be there.
Yeah, if you're not there, if your name's not in the hat, you
can't win the raffle.
If you're not in, you can't win. But he was a good poacher's finish.
Yeah.
And it meant a lot to Adam Brennan, I thought, in the celebrations. Speaking of celebrations, Michael Noonan was doing his classic, what seems to be now him and Victor Ozhianvuna.
Yeah.
Doing a nice little gunshot celebration when one of them scores, it seems. Obviously, you've only seen Noonan.
Seems like it's going to be in the repertoire now going forward.
Yeah, well,
there was that banner in Tallaght after that day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What was that? That was shooter. I can't remember the flag. I
can't remember
what it said, but
it was the image of the two of them doing it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it shows a really nice connection between the two. Obviously, they're both similar in age, both both are the same age. And look, for us and all other Rovers fans, I think the case at the minute is enjoy the two of them lads while they're out at the club, because
Yeah. How long will we have them?
well, we'll have one till January, but how long will we have the other? It's the
That's the
question.
issue. That's the problem.
It's the question on everyone's minds.
That's the worrying part.
Yeah, will Noonan and Victor both be at the club until January? Will they be both at the club till July? We don't know. But yeah, look, it's nice to see a connection between two young lads at the squad. And
Yeah.
it's good. What's even better to see is they're both handling the pressures of playing for Rovers at a senior level.
That's such a young age.
Like the fact that they're both in that starting 11 easily, like obviously you
they're
say,
about 17.
yeah, like I know maybe Noonan gets rotated probably a bit more than
Yeah.
Victor at the minute. But these things change as well. Sometimes Victor has been in and out of the squad. I think he probably will this season remain definitely, in there for
Yeah.
large parts of this season. But the two lads are on fire at the minute, and
They really are.
from a Rovers perspective, of course, that's only a great thing to see, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's a positive that the two young lads in the squad are firing on all cylinders and providing the goals and the assists. And just, it's the other things as well. I know Victor didn't score, but
You got an assist as well.
you got an
Victor,
assist
yeah.
for Sobowale. It wasn't like the assist made the goal.
But like
It's Monks
McGovern's,
had
it
a
was
finish.
it's on the paper.
Yeah, it's on the paper. A new phrase. But no, great win. Great first half, really. You got out of the gates. That was 2-0 up before half an hour's played is great. You can't ask for much more.
No, you can't. And the fact that, well, the first goal scored by a 17-year-old and the second goal scored by an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
But like these, like, look, where Rovers are at the minute, and it's not, from a biased perspective from ourselves. I don't think everyone can see it. See it in different media coverage, from different outlets. Where Rovers are at the minute it's only a great place to be. Such a young squad. I think we did speak at the start, like near the start of the season, about Rovers are aging a little bit more.
Yeah.
The squad's aging, and even more so, say at the tail end of last year, thinking where Rovers going to go from here. But obviously, look, Michael Newman's already at the club. Victor obviously already at the club as well. But bringing in the likes of Adam Brennan,
Yeah.
adding to that youth in the squad is like it's shown. Steve Bradley's first of all is putting so much trust in it.
Yeah, he puts a lot of trust in the young lads.
And as well as that, they're repaying them by putting in these performances, getting goals, getting assists.
It's giving them valid reason to trust them.
Yeah, exactly. And like as I said, look, they're doing this for at a senior level for Rovers. Like the way it goes, and there's others obviously that even are 20 or under, say, in the squad, the likes of your Corey O'Sullivan's.
He has to get mentioned.
We're on a pay-per-play here at the minute. We're contracted to say his name at the going rate. But yeah, the way they're going at the minute is really good, and it's only an upward trajectory, it seems, at the minute. And yeah, the mix, the blend now, Rovers are having this squad of youth and experience. Seems to be the perfect mix at the minute.
Yeah, there's a lot of youth and older players, like we mentioned about Rory Gaffney each week as well. He's obviously one of the older players, and he scored a double in the cup final last year that won Rovers the cup. And then you have young lads like Brennan and Michael Noonan getting the goals on Friday night, which it goes to show the complete difference. Like Michael Noonan and Alan Brennan have a lower combined age than Rory Gaffney does. Like when you think about it like that.
Yeah.
That's actually mad.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, but that, when you think of it, they have a combined lower age of Rory Gaffney and Aaron Green. They're two strikers at the club that, well, obviously one still is in within the squad at the moment, and Aaron Green, obviously we don't know when Rory Gaffney will be back, but yeah, the fact that everyone's still wondering
where is Rory Gaffney.
But yeah, there was only, like, from what I can recall, and obviously seeing it back and stuff, a couple of mishaps from Rovers throughout that first half. A little bit of sloppiness now and again. Sobowale blocks, and then like a chance that came for Galway near half time, that came from the right wing. But like other than like a ball then that came into the back post from Galway, it looked like Rovers were kind of a little bit asleep at the back post. But like these are minor things in the moment. Obviously, they're not. Because you're thinking you can't let the opposition get back into the game. Which looked the case in that second half.
Yeah.
Galway scoring pretty much straight away, and in that sort of like about 5 minutes into the second half, and around that they score, peg one back, and the momentum. The start of the second half, as I said at the start of this episode here, was the start of the second half. First maybe 15 minutes or so, looked it was all Galway really, and putting pressure on Rovers. Then as they get a goal, and it was what a header for that goal.
Yeah, I know
that ton. Like McGinty had no chance.
No,
and I think even if he got his hands on it, I think the power of it, he would have been blown into the net.
Through the net. No, yeah, I know. Getting that much power on a header is crazy.
Yeah.
But so his head was stinging a bit.
It was funny because that obviously the ball comes in right in front of the corner where it was taken, right in front of the away, in front of Rovers fans.
Yeah.
And he was there was a bit of abuse going towards Dave O'Hurley as he was like going to take the corner, and then they go and score the corner. Just a little bit of a banana peel maybe moment. But it was funny as well because I noticed Dave O'Hurley went in their celebration. He went to turn around to give it back to the away end, but then I think what it looked like to me was he went to turn back to give it back to the away end, and then was like, and it said, "Oh, now we're still 2-1 down. I'm not going to do it yet. If I'm going to do it at all, it will be if they equalised."
Matty Wolf had only come on. The goal scored only come on 2 minutes before.
Yeah,
he scored as well. He came
that in the halftime change.
Just after half, they brought on 2 strikers, as you would.
I know.
Chase that.
On that note as well, you're saying about bringing in the reinforcements at the interval. Franz Piero was one of them, and he worked the Rovers backline, and I will give him that. Kind of credit where credit is due. He was a striker that you kind of look at and think if he was in a green and white jersey, you wouldn't mind too much. Not that. You can debate whether Rovers needs reinforcements at the top of the pitch, particularly as we all suspect that maybe Michael Noonan will depart when he turns 18, and then of course your two mainstay options up front are Rory Gaffney and Aaron Green. As you've already pointed out, their age of 36, lower or a higher age than combining Michael Noonan and Adam Brennan. So you look at someone like Franz Piero, did work the back line. So
he did.
He was on top of kind of league race at times, Dan Cleary at times, getting in, working between the lines. And he was just he had a couple of chances himself. And he did look quite a threat and look quite a nuisance to the Rovers backline for league race. Dan Cleary and Enda Stevens though.
Yeah, he did. He was quite good in the half he played, and he did look a threat. He's a big fella. He's a powerful striker, and sometimes they're hard to mark, and he did make it difficult for them. I know he didn't score on Galway, didn't get a goal besides the corner that came on 2 minutes, besides the header that happened 2 minutes after he came on. But no, he still made it difficult for the back line, and he's a good player. Like, it's good seeing him back in the league after his season with Drogheda when he scored 13 goals.
Yeah.
And then he went off for 2 years. He was playing in Bosnia and then also in Israel, and then he's back.
maybe Rovers don't want him then in the end. But yeah, so it got from there. It got a little bit sloppy from Rovers. I think. From what I can remember, there was an easy concession to corners throughout that period of it being 2-1, and not even more whatever about it being 2-1, but just even the first 15, maybe 20.
Yeah, after
25 minutes, after the goal, first 20 minutes or so of that second half,
they had the momentum.
Yeah, it was with them. Galway, the crowd was maybe starting to get a bit louder in that moment, thinking that the equaliser was on, and then they had to feed off as well what they were seeing, and when chances came for Galway, they were trying to obviously be that 12th man. It didn't obviously inevitably it didn't work out for them too well, but there was an easy concession to corners for a period, and then it was getting just a little bit like overplaying the ball. I thought there was a bit of too many passes maybe, and then it results in without getting that chance out or getting a shot out.
Yeah.
They're getting dispossessed, getting turned over, and then all of a sudden you're on that back foot again. And then when you have someone in front of you like Franz Piero, who was creating a bit of trouble for particularly Lee Grace, I think, because that seemed he was the main man picking him up, obviously being in the middle of the back three as well. So yeah, to see that was at that time you're kind of thinking Rovers can't let it slip from being 2-0 up. That's one of the sore, I think, in football. They're the sore moments if you're giving up a 2-goal lead, or obviously on anything higher than that. If you see your club giving up a 2, or as I said, two or over, the goal lead, it's quite sore. So I thought Rovers just need to kind of dig in a bit and see it out, and then just see out that wave of momentum building and pressure, and the crowd getting up for it. Take that sting out again.
After your opponent scores, it's always a dangerous moment, as they're going to have that momentum. They're just going to be on you that bit more. They have just a bit of oomph behind them, for lack of a better word.
yeah.
And Rovers did do well to kind of weather that storm from Galway after the goal, because there was a series of corners crossed into the box, stuff like that, where they were just getting in and just having, not necessarily they were great chances, but you still have to roll with them punches and absorb the pressure, and if it would pay off because they would score themselves then.
Yeah, well, that was basically what was my next point, was that Rovers weathered the storm, and then Mr. Sobowale gets his first goal for the club, and
what a player! He's really just getting better and better.
What a finish!
What a goal! It was great assist from Victor.
Yeah, I seeing it in real time, and look, anyone as you know, anyways, and but even anyone that's there, and as I said, from the away end itself, and anyways, the big pillars that are in the way when they're shooting that other end.
Don't get me started.
I'm like leaning in front of a bloke in front of me. I'm nearly on his shoulder, trying to look around it, or I'm leaning back and I'm beside some bloke, nearly cuddling into him to try to watch what's going on the other end. And then, I thought my eyes were deceiving when I saw that rifle into that top left corner.
Unbelievable.
What a finish, and he deserved it. And he had his moment there at the full-time whistle. I could see that coming as well, as when the team come over to applaud the away end, Stephen Bradley pushed him out to the front.
Yeah.
To give him,
he knows what he's doing.
Let him do the pumps. It's man management at its finest. And it's one of them that, look, his name rings out, as everyone knows, in Tallaght Stadium. And anyways, whether he's done nothing in the game, whether he's put in a good pass or a good tackle, whatever it is he does, his name rings out in Tallaght Stadium, and he's a fan favourite, and well, he's cementing his place in the fans'
He's only going to get more fans if he keeps playing the way he has been. And watching it at home as well, when that goal, you could hear.
Yeah,
you heard it just rattle.
They're
the
great
goal frame. It's just.
And it's one of them. I think that when it left his foot, I'd imagine
he knew.
Yeah.
The second, it's one of them where you yourself even playing a bit of fire. So it's just
the same.
You hit with ball sometimes, and you're just like,
and then
you can try it again 2 minutes later, and it will go outside the field.
Yeah. But the negative is he's a loanee, and that expires in the summer.
He's been here before.
I've seen the script, but the other side of that coin is, of course, Rovers have entered negotiations already to extend the stay, and hopefully. I don't know. There's one side kind of, will they negotiate to extend it to January and then see how it goes till then, or is it a case of
just keep him,
just make it permanent already? Sign the contract.
Happily be like, make it permanent already.
Sign the contract.
Yeah, happily.
Yeah, no, he was phenomenal yet again. He's the only negative, I think, of him doing so well is if Rovers do want to make it permanent eventually, St. Mirren might be asking for a few more of your finest euros.
Yeah, they might.
Because they're saying, look how well he's doing.
That's what I mean. Just get him now.
Puts up the value.
Get him now.
Yeah, it's like a stock market. Yeah. When do you buy?
Get him before the market soars up.
I think it's already soared up.
Yeah, with
Tunmise Sobowale.
We don't want there to be a crash in the market.
No. No, you don't, unless it's a tactical play to
Yeah,
bring down the.
he's injured.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Look, it was definitely a great finish from the lad, and look, he deserved it. And then like that was 73 minutes in. Obviously, 17 minutes left then from the game, and Rovers just seeing it out more so. And with seeing it out is, of course, they do. You can see it a bit more of the ball. You can see it a bit more of the shots. There was a strong save in the 82nd minute from a deflected shot that looked like it could have caused Rovers issues.
Hmm.
And then 85 minutes, there was a couple of Galway chances, and then another strong save from McGinty as well. That was a really good one, that
Yeah,
85th minute.
good save. Yeah, no, it really was a very good save, and he's been doing it more and more this season, just getting them saves when they need to. It's not like if Galway had a score that necessarily would have changed the result, but makes them last 5-10 minutes. We're added on time, just that little bit tougher.
Yeah, and even like look, obviously, mathematically, if they had could only scored one more, Rovers still win the game. But
Yeah,
it goes way deeper than
goals
that.
change games.
Like if it was yeah, if it went 3-2 in the 82nd minute and they have 8 minutes plus the added time to try get an equaliser, that's backs against the wall stuff, and you're
Different game.
it's squeaky bum time.
Yeah, yeah, and Rovers done well by not allowing that pressure and not allowing that goal to go in. Because if they had of, would have just had a bit more pressure on Rovers for them final 5 minutes or so.
Well, that's it, yeah, and like I suppose like that's where then if it's 3-2, crowd get on top, Rovers
Yeah,
have to deal with a lot more, and
bit of hostility.
yeah, you just don't know what way the game goes. Then you're sitting, the game's on a knife edge all of a sudden,
Yeah,
and yeah, it changes. It turns the game on its head essentially. Like that is what it does. You know that's the game of football. Like what I said last week, they could win, lose, or draw.
quality journalism.
But yeah, look, as a full overall, my takeaway from that was it was a much more well-rounded display from Rovers. I was a lot more impressed with it. And I think, like, look, I suppose maybe I spoke about it before. Of do you often see that type of performance take the 4-1 out over Drogheda out of that? Do you often see it in Tallaght Stadium? I think when it's a different ground, it offers a different kind of maybe.
Yeah, different mentality from the players, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a different maybe array of event. You know, like as in like at Tallaght Stadium, it's a bigger pitch. It's more spread out. It's not as hostile. Um, and yeah, there's just I think Rovers can feel a lot more relaxed when they're playing at Tallaght Stadium, like what we saw with the 1-0 win over Waterford, for
Hmm.
example, and weren't overly convinced with that. So to see these performances shows to us that the squad are well more than capable of putting them in, but
Yeah,
you just want to see on a more consistent basis. The fact that we've seen back to back 4-1 and 3-1 victories is a hugely positive sign.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, it's one that like look can spark a lot of confidence for not just the squad, the managers, the coaches, but for us as supporters as well. That
yeah,
this is well within them, and yeah, look, the common theme seems to be that Rovers haven't gone into second gear or are only in second gear at the minute, and that there's more levels to the squad. And Danny Grant had said it in one of his interviews as well before. So yeah, it makes for interesting viewing to see how Rovers approach the upcoming games as well between now and well, what there's a break. There's a break in June, the start of
yeah.
June.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So you want to take them. To an extent, you want to take them game by game.
Hmm.
You also want to take them into groups of playing towards that next break, and
Yeah,
so it's good. Rovers are improving. What seems to be at the minute week on week, game on game, and yeah, maintaining that 3 point gap over Pats, and hopefully extend the should Pats drop points in any of the games coming up, and
well,
obviously
Pats is the last game then before that break,
yeah,
the 29th of May, Friday, in Tala,
yeah. So that
and
could
then there's
it
the
would be interesting
break.
to see where
Yeah,
how it lies then. But obviously a good bit of football to play between now and then. I suppose we'll move it on from Galway
yeah,
and that positive 3-1 victory. And before we do get on to the next game and the next away trip, I suppose as well, back to back away trips, and we'll touch on the recent squad selection of the Republic of Ireland. Um, the lack of League of Ireland players. Victor
Yeah,
Ozhianvuna was the name that Stephen Bradley advocated to be selected.
but then would you want them missing Rovers game time?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah,
Bradley had advocated for Victor Ozhianvuna and said he was willing to accept that he might miss maybe a couple of games to play for Ireland in this upcoming camp. They play they play Grenada next Saturday. Obviously, it's the day
in a
after
warm weather friendly.
for whatever reason. But
Uh,
they're not preparing for warm weather anymore unless there's a heat wave in Ireland, which I heard there might be coming.
yeah, there
You
could
never
be for
know.
the Qatar home game.
um, yeah. What are your thoughts first of all on the lack of maybe League of Ireland players? Well, not maybe about it. There is no League of Ireland players in that selection.
It's not really a surprise. That it's not something that's good, but it was just weird. Like you think this is a friendly that's taking place on a Saturday, same day as the FA Cup final, the same day that a lot of like Premier League teams are still playing, a lot of other leagues are still playing. It's just you think this is the most ample opportunity to go make this whole. There should be like a League of Ireland All Stars.
Yeah,
Not even that, but this is the most ample opportunity to get League of Ireland players into the team. I know this league is on and all, but there's a few that it should be like they're just like especially Victor. You could argue you argue a lot of the young players from the under 17s, the under 21s and stuff.
yeah. Well, you
They
had
should be the ones getting this opportunity.
yeah, like you had it in the recent under 21s camp when it coincided with the senior team playing in the World Cup playoffs. You had Adam Brennan, who was initially selected for it, he withdrew with injury, but
Hmm.
he was initially in it. You had Corey O'Sullivan in it, and you had Michael Noonan in it. I know, look, Corey's injured at the moment, it seems, but for the other two lads, surely you're looking at this thinking, yeah, like what you said, is it maybe that opportunity to give them that boost of
Yeah.
being with other maybe like look, they're not all other senior players, and there is a few names in there that are not in normal Ireland camps. You're like the Darragh O'Shea or Chidozie Ogbene, so it would be a good experience for them to be in there with that.
Hmm.
What I d- what I did pick up on was it seemed. No, I don't know. Look, everyone can choose to formulate their own opinion
Yeah.
on the matter. But what I did not pick up on their social media was they kept amplifying the message of that they would show us, say, I think there was an Instagram post and there was a series of maybe 8 or 9 pictures of different players, so 8 or 9 different players.
Yeah.
You swipe through, and it was saying about how they all came through the League of Ireland,
Yeah.
and I don't know, they just seem to use
Trying to
that.
save face.
Yeah,
Basically trying to say like, oh, here's your criticism, but look at this.
yeah. Like, look, we're picking players who came through the League of Ireland. Like, it's
Bit of distraction, kind of.
yeah. Like, I thought, what I don't know. What that to me, I don't know.
It's a weird
Seemed a
one.
bit, just seemed a little bit odd, and like, look, of course, the other uh, the other positive, I suppose, former hoop was Idemo Maku is in that team,
Hmm.
which is look, a big positive to see that. Look, if there's not going to be any current players in there, at least there's some previous hoops in there as well.
There is, but I don't know. I know I've said this is the best chance to do this, but it's just weird seeing players like a Darragh O'Shea or a Jason Malumbi, a Jason Knight,
Yeah, why are they
a
in there?
Connor Coventry, lads who are in the international breaks for the qualifiers and international breaks for the Nations League.
Yeah,
Like Adam Ida scored against. I know he was injured and stuff as well, so there was that. But he scored against Hungary in the qualifiers in that 2-2 draw in the Aviva. And, like, well, why? Just
no, I think Heimer did touch on that. There's supposed to be like a January camp as well, and that's
Mhm.
going to be for League of Ireland players.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Believe when you see it, and as well as that, it's kind of, I don't know. It gives me the impression that
It's
it's
publicity.
yeah, like it's you're not picking these because you want to pick them. It's
No,
like you're being forced in
you're
it.
doing it because your PR assistant is telling you.
Yeah, you're number two, your right hand man saying. But yeah, like I don't know.
It's just weird. I've seen that one. I'm like, one, I think this friendly probably shouldn't be happening because what do they need to train for the warm weather? Just use a sauna. But also,
It
like,
is
we're
a
not going to
thought.
the World Cup. Our next match is Qatar home and then a friendly in Canada, which is already bad enough.
Yeah,
But just, I don't know, I don't get it.
but surely, like, I don't get what's going on really.
And why are they
But
playing Granada?
if they're playing Grenada next
In
Saturday
Granada.
to play what 12 days later to play Qatar
Yeah,
in the Aviva,
and then another like week later.
they're playing Canada.
So it's like a 3 week international. And are these lads gonna be, is this the squad then for the
For
other two
all the other
matches?
ones, I don't know. And my other issue with this is surely if like he's already said. So I think this, by the looks of it, this squad is only for Grenada.
But then why are
That's
these,
all that you have on their squad
keep these
announcement.
players in the,
But the other thing is, so
this is
you've
ruffles
that.
my feathers.
The other, well, like the other issue with it is, so if it say let's just look, let's say take it at face value, that's only for Grenada. They're playing Qatar nearly 2 weeks later. They're playing Canada, but Heimer's already said that the January camp is for them for the League of
Mhm.
Ireland, but they're playing a friendly against Canada, and it's on the Saturday during the or during the break in the League of Ireland
It's
season.
Canada's last match before the World Cup as well.
So we're a warm up event for them.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
you
your
call
point.
League of
Yeah,
Ireland
that.
players into that one, no?
Yeah, they're not. They have the week off.
Like what? Everything about when Ireland play and when like it just
It's
there's
a
always
mess. There's
something.
always some drama or nonsense.
Because like yeah, Rovers, as you said already, the last game 29th of May against Pats, they don't play then until the 12th of June, against Shells. Like Ireland have that friendly against Canada on the 6th of June. That's smack bang in the middle. Surely would you not bring a couple of League One? I don't like. It's Canada that are preparing for the World Cup, not Ireland. So
I know.
it doesn't matter if Ireland go over there and lose 5-0. What difference does it make?
Yeah,
It doesn't.
it doesn't make a difference. Same with the guitar game. Same with all these games. They don't mean anything. So experiment. Try something new.
And speaking of the World Cup, the other side of that coin
Yeah.
is
Some bad news.
some bad news. Yeah, I said last week, Rovers. We got a glimpse of how Rovers will look when Roberto Lopez is no longer with the squad throughout the summer, when he's partaking in the World Cup with Cape Verde. Steve Bradley spoke after the Galway victory and said that Rovers may have seen the last of Pico Lopez before the World Cup.
It seems very early.
Like it's about a month from now in the round.
Training camp and stuff. I
Yeah,
suppose.
you want to like. I don't know. I just yeah. It's a bit too soon for
Too
me.
soon for my liking. But
Um,
I understand the logic of why. But I just
like look at yeah, of course. Like you don't want
yeah.
him to run the risk of an injury,
No.
and then could you imagine he picks up an injury and he misses the World Cup with Cape Verde? Like that would be
That's devastating.
yeah. And like when you always hear them stories as well,
Yeah.
of players that do end up missing the World Cup, picking up an injury coming up to it. But this one affects us.
Yeah, it's a bit selfish there.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, look for Lopez. Like he's don't need to even start of how important he is to the club. Um, and how it's more of a positive that that Rovers don't want him to go. Yeah, you want to hold on to him for as long as possible. He missed that 4-1 win over Drogheda. He's missed a 3-1 win now over Galway. So
Mm-hmm.
I imagine. Look, Stephen Bradley said it, so I'd imagine that we won't see Pico before. What I would like is if, for example, we don't know when his flight is. First of all, right? But I'd like him to come out, like Rovers to do something, bring him out onto the pitch maybe or so.
Yeah.
In the last time Rovers are at home before he goes, just to kind of
He could be gone before they're at home again.
yeah, because Rovers are away again against Dundalk next Friday.
Yeah.
Not home till the 22nd of May against Sligo.
You definitely think he'll be gone by then.
You'd like him to, because like Rovers would, you can imagine if he's going up to applaud the South Stand before he jets off.
Yeah.
His
Be a
name,
nice moment.
his name, Pico,
Yeah.
Pico, will be sung by the South Stand and Tala Stadium. Nothing but the best wishes from Rovers.
Yeah.
While he goes away, And yeah, you just like something like that. Maybe come out on the pitch, give a little applause, and
little wave.
Yeah, just to hear the reception from the Rover supporters to say kind of best of luck over there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if that will happen.
By the sounds of it, no.
I don't know. I think he's gone. I think he's on the first flight out today. I'd say.
Seen him down the airport, down at duty free.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the other front on that international
A
chat
little
is
international segment.
yeah that no League of Ireland players, not even Rovers to be more specific. But yeah, of course, there's no League of Ireland players in that camp to play Granada next weekend, and as Stephen Bradley was displeased to say the least that Victor wasn't in it. But look, I suppose the positive side is that of course Rovers aren't going to be going a few, maybe two or more games without Victor, and he's only shown how much more he's only shown recently. Well, no, he hasn't. Not just recently, but he's shown his importance yet again in each performance. It seems to just be getting better. So calm on the ball, so controlled. So yeah, that's Rovers would definitely have missed that, but of course, look, you would like to see him putting on an Ireland shirt as well.
Yeah, you would, but he has plenty of time. Hopefully,
yeah, he will.
Hopefully, one day we do see him in an orange jersey.
Yeah, no, I have no doubt about that.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of when, not if.
Yeah.
But I suppose we'll look ahead to
Friday night.
Next Friday, Rovers head to Oriel Park to face Dundalk. Yet another round of the league fixtures. 8 p.m. kickoff on the telly. Yep, Virgin Media too.
It's a televised game this week.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell nearly it's always the 8 o'clock games.
Yeah.
On the telly.
Well, anytime Rovers are at home, they're on 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Even if they're not on telly.
Yeah, that's true. But if it's not a game in Tala and it's an 8 o'clock game,
then you know. Yeah.
Same time as Liverpool. So there's only one game that people should be watching.
Yeah, well, yeah, it wouldn't even if Rovers weren't on. I'm sure there's another game to be watching other than that.
I heard UCD Bray Wanderers would be on.
Yeah, look, another big game. They don't stop.
No.
And look, I suppose, as I said about you take these games in groups, as in Rovers working towards say the next break, as I said in June, start of June. And going to Oriel Park, not going to be easy. The dog coming like
bit of a bad run of form. Four games winless now.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like at one point they were 1-0 up against Dundalk, and Pats were 1-0 down against Waterford. And when I saw the two scorelines, I actually thought part of me was thinking maybe Dundalk will actually be the ones that are gonna chase and go second, and then as well I was thinking, obviously still hoping it won't happen. But I was thinking, if them two results had stayed the same, Pats beat and then Dundalk win, and then Rovers have to go to Oriel Park next Friday. I was thinking if Dundalk were able to put a result there, that
make the title race.
That I was like, then that's just boosts them. But look, they ended up losing 3-1 to Bowes, and Pats ended up beating Waterford 4-1. So
Dundalk,
that was that then.
There's the hope. The Dundalk have dropped the fourth now with Bowes going ahead of them in the table.
Yeah, and like they came up against a shaky Bowes. That was Bowes' first win since the 13th of March.
Yeah, but you'd only been talking about Bowes' bad run of form there last week.
Yeah, and going up against the Dundalk side, look, they're only promoted, I know. But
still,
up until then,
type of promoted club.
Yeah, and then
it was like one season down, straight back up. It's not like one of them teams like a Cork. Well, Cork will probably be best straight back up as well.
Yeah, no, by the looks of it, they will be. But I suppose
they're not top anymore. Last I seen, a certain colleges come. Well, they're top at the moment, but a certain colleges coming looking.
Ooh,
the UCD faithful.
The bowl
good return.
But yeah, no, like with Dundalk, I know they're not your typical maybe freshly promoted side. However, what I will say is, like, look at where they were.
Yeah,
they weren't long from not being a
liquidation.
Club. Yeah. So they, in some breath, they are kind of like that type of club that just came back up. And they were, look, of course, I can understand they only went down, came straight back up. But as I said, they went through their struggles and came out the other end. whether some Rovers fans are thankful for that or not, given the noise of that tannoy.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you said, 4-game winless run for Dundalk, managed by Kieran Kilduff, obviously a former hoop, and he'll be hoping to do some damage. Obviously, Dundalk as well got the point in Tala after that late goal in Tala that ended 1-1. So yeah, this is definitely not going to be an easy game for Rovers, and it's another important game as well at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what can be the expectation going to Oriel Park? As I said, another away game as well.
Another away, 2 back-to-back away games. But I think you'd be expecting Rovers' run of form across the last 2 games, and this is now 3 games on the trot. We're winning since the Derry game, and the Derry game is the only loss Rovers have suffered since that awful defeat in Dalymount at the end of February. So
they're the only 2 victories or 2 defeats all season, though.
Yeah, so they've been in good form, and we mentioned particularly about how good their home form is with only 1 draw. Rovers Dundalk also have a good home record with 4 wins out of 8, 2 draws, 2 losses. So not a bad home record, 3rd best home record in the league. But Rovers have just been improving away from home as well. But obviously that brilliant performance there on Friday night, and in recently the win against Pats away and the win against Sligo away, it's just been proven that Rovers can do just as well away from home as they do at home. So I would be expecting a win from Rovers.
Yeah, look,
obviously a draw earlier in the season.
Yeah,
in Tala, which was a disappointing result, with Dundalk never getting the equaliser in the 90th minute.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a skeptic in me that I'm thinking I can see this being a tough game, and Rovers, I can see it easily being a draw, a defeat. I really hope not. Particularly at the full time whistle, when if they do win, they blast that tannoy, blow the ears off you, really. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's interesting because it is a tough place to go. First of all, Oriel Park, and you're playing on that AstroTurf as well. Can't forget about that.
Why Astro?
Yeah,
you're not. It's a professional football club.
Surely will they? Is there any plan for them to follow suit and Derry follow their guidance and change that pitch? But
I only went liquid a few years ago. I don't think they're changing the pitch too soon.
Yeah, maybe not. But it's another opportunity for Rovers to build on what they're doing here at the moment and show that they're going to be the champions elect and the team to beat. Look, ultimately, the way Rovers are just overall in this past few years, or well, even longer than that, is that Rovers are that team to beat. Anyways, they're the benchmark, and they're showing it yet again in terms of selection. Look, Rovers have a full week between. It's not the Friday Monday double bill that we all through heads at times. Great that you get your dose upped of Shamrock Rovers in a week, but for the players and the players in the podcast, it's double the work.
It's a hard burden to carry.
we're trying to manage minutes here.
We'll only be doing a half now next week.
Subbing out halfway in. But yeah, in terms of selection wise, like who do you think we can expect? Like Enda Stevens played a full 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Now of course the workload for him is a bit different. It's not the case. Yes, it's a full week between games, but at the end of the day,
he's an older lad.
He's 35.
Yeah.
It was another solid performance from him, no doubt about it. There's no doubts about that. In Galway, but yeah, you can understand if there was to be a bit of a change up. The only thing, I suppose, if Corey remains out, you have like who do you put in for Stevens now that we're expecting Pico Lopez? No, Pico Lopez. This is the issues you kind of run into now.
Maybe an Adam Matthews, maybe.
That's that would be who you expect.
I think the back line's going to be Dan Cleary, Lee Grace, and either and then the Stevens or an Adam Matthews.
Yeah,
and then a Sobowale as a wing back, which we'd kind of seen him just before when we were having that back line, and he was coming more as a a right centre back rather than being the right wing back. But if he can do a job at both. We've seen that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes. But that's what. And the other selection, he wasn't in the squad, of course, for Galway, but was Danny Grant.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the team, so you wonder what the cause is for that, if there's an injury there. But yeah, out of matches you've Jake Mulroney who can fulfill that when he does come on, he does fulfill them wing back positions. I'm sure he might come in.
You could see Melissa Asamoah as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But for that back three, I suppose Grace and Cleary, I would say, are pretty much nailed on.
With a lack of Corey and a lack of Pico, I'd say it's going to be them two.
Yeah, you have Stevens and Matthews are the other options there and to fulfill the back three, but yeah, just kind of goes to show now how much. Well, hey, depends on how they're going to perform. Perform very well, and against Strata perform very well against Galway, but there is moments where there is a bit of shakiness that I noticed against both sides. Really, now look, not to say it wouldn't have happened if Pico was on the pitch, but I suppose these are the questions that you're left asking.
Yeah, the questions that you can ask yourself. The questions that have no answers.
Exactly, yeah. The ones that we'll never know. But yeah, no, look, it's gonna be another tough game. Rovers have a selection headache, I suppose, at times as well. Like there is so many players there that are available. Like, and you look at the talent on the bench, and you even look at the unused talent. Like Galway, there was John O'Sullivan, Jake Mulroney weren't used, as well as Adam Matthews. Obviously, and of course, Alex Noonan, the keeper. But in terms of, like, Adam Matthews, John O'Sullivan, Jake Mulroney, like, you could expect the three of them to feature next week. So there is selection headaches there for Bradley and the coaching staff. That look, it's a good headache, as I think we mentioned this on one of the episodes before. At that schoolboy level, you're always kind of told, give the manager a headache.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to force them into struggling to pick the starting 11 as opposed to making it easier. Other areas on the pitch, I suppose, the front two, on paper, Michael Noonan, John McGovern, Graham Burke, Aaron Green. Who's the two that start? I think you should really continue with Michael Noonan after.
Yeah, after his great performance, I'd say you should start. He did play 76 minutes, but he has the full week and he's 17.
Yeah.
So you'd expect him to be back you'd expect him to be starting yet again. Same with Victor. Victor's been a consistent starter now for a while, so I reckon them two will both be in the starting lineup coming up now on Friday.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly that. I think I would suspect that Graham Burke returns to the starting 11. I could be wrong.
Could be just optimistic.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I think it could be in there. Conor Malley was able to get some minutes as well. He got 8 minutes against Galway. Obviously, Rovers seeing out the game. He's a bit more of a defensive-minded midfielder and replaced Victor. But Jack Byrne and Matt Healy seem to be two mainstays as well with Victor in there. So like ultimately, I can't see Rovers changing too much. This is going to be a tough game, as I said, and it's on the Astro, so it's about who can handle that bit more, and and as well as like if an injury is very easy to come by when you're playing on an AstroTurf, so you kind of have to protect those players who might be a bit more vulnerable to that.
That's true. Yeah, there's that aspect of it too. It's a bit trickier there as well. But I don't know. It's exactly what you said. Stephen Bradley has a bit of a headache now for this week.
You want to get him a Panadol?
That's exactly what you want to give him.
Yeah. What I suppose maybe the question I'll pose to you here. What's the key element that Rovers need to win the games? Come away with 3 points. As I said, Oriel Park's a bit of a tougher place to go, and as I said, a different surface. And as much as Dundalk maybe they're not coming in the best run of form, I think they're at the minute they seem to be overachieving. Even like I know, look, they lost 3-1 to Bows on Friday, and now they've fallen to fourth. But like overall, like they were at one point, I think probably low in the table, they would have been nearly overtaking Pats.
Yeah, that's. In order to win, I think literally just play like they have the last two games. I know it's not easy to do that, but I do think that's the answer. The last 2 games they've been phenomenal, and
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
exactly if they play like that, I can't see Dundalk or anyone in the league really stopping them.
Yeah, it's interesting because like these away games they just offer a lot. They're a lot different to the home ones in the sense that, as I said, someone when they're smaller grounds, a bit tighter on the pitch. It's
Yeah,
it's just them things that the fans can get in on top of you. That stand opposite the away end as well. That's where obviously the atmosphere for Dundalk does be. So that can have an impact on some players, but it's obviously
yeah,
all about how you manage it as well. So for Rovers, I think it's just about handling the occasion, I suppose, a bit better, or not even a bit better, as in just handling the occasion yet again. Something they're well used to.
yeah,
That's how That's how they get to these positions.
exactly.
The pressure is not something that they're unfamiliar with, and another solid performance on Friday, and doing the basic like what they're doing on Friday. I'm sure they should come away with 3 points. And following up on that, like a proper Rovers performance on Friday, like what if you look at Galway, what do you need to see? What do you need to see on Friday that makes that another proper Rovers performance? As I said, you look at Galway. How do you go to what do you come away with at full time at Oriel Park? I think that's another one.
Just very solid at the back again. I know they conceded against Galway, but they did when that pressure was on them, and this will be same against Dundalk if they get a goal or anything. They'll be subject to pressure then and a bit of attack and threat from Dundalk. Dundalk aren't going to concede and then just sit there. If they concede, they'll be straight out trying to get another. And exactly like at the start of the second half when Rovers conceded, they were 2-0 up and they conceded, and then they had that barrage of kind of corners and cross into the box, and they just kept level head and they were fine. They were able to contain it. They were able to weather the storm until they got into and then about 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, they scored themselves.
Mr. Sobowale.
And I think if they can do that again, if they can just be as defensively solid when they need to be, I think at least the attack with enough. If the attack gets 1 or 2 quality chances, they're going to take it. They've really stepped up, and I know we've been critical of what's the right word, set piece goals, but 3 the other day that weren't set piece goals.
Yeah.
So I think if they can defend well, I feel like they'll get a goal against Dundalk, and that'll be
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's it for episode 30 of the Milltown Way. 30 episodes already.
It goes quick.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly.
And double game weeks.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's why.
Yeah. But yeah, look, that's it from us. Follow us across Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. As well as that, we spoke about recently, you would have seen on our social media platforms. Keep an eye out. Exclusive interview with Robert Goggins is coming very soon. We hope to have that out very soon. I say, do keep an eye out for that. But other than that, yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll chat to you after Dundalk.
Thank you.